During my time playing War Thunder, I have seen a couple of nations being added, such as Italy, France, China, and Sweden. Now, there was one of these nations I specifically got my attention brought to, and that nation was China. You see, China had sparked my interest from first glance. Their vehicles looked very appealing, and I read out. Despite the claims of copy and paste, I loved their vehicles. Their designs and their looks they snapped towards me. I loved them. Now, if you've been watching my videos for some time now, you'll know I'm a strong Chinese tech tree supporter. Always have been. Now, it's not because I'm a communist or some Chinese government supporter. I resent the Chinese government, but I do not intend of bringing political rants or politics to my channel. I never have and never will. No, the reason why I like the Chinese tech tree specifically is because it just appeals to me. I have always liked defending struggling nations such as Britain in the Britain struggled, and the German, Russian and American player base simply didn't care. They simply did not like Britain in that time and always saw them as weak and a minor nation. This same hatred is carried over to China, which annoys me now, because the only argument people come up with for hating them is a political thing, or just that they're quote-unquote copy and paste, which is a stupid argument. Now, my response to this is mostly, what about Sweden, Canada, Germany, Denmark, and other nations? Denmark, Sweden and Canada use Leopards as the main battle tanks, as well as Germany using other nations' equipment or vehicles. The MiG-21s, the MiG-19s, the CL Sabres, the F-104s, the MiG-15, the G91, which is technically an Italian vehicle. I mean, Germany even uses for their mighty Gepard, the Wehraboo Wet Dream, a 35mm gun, which originated from Switzerland. I mean, hell, even the Chieftain Marksman uses them as well, and for the Japan, their Type 87 uses the Swiss 35mm gun. The CV90s from Sweden are modified and enhanced by the British company known as BAE Systems, which is a multinational defence company. That's not even a Swedish company, it's a British company originated in Britain, which upgrades CV90s. Majority of nations use or have help from other nations in order to improve or design better variants of their own vehicles. Now, I'm not at any point saying that China is original, or at least fully original, but you have to realise that no one is really original with their own vehicles anymore. Now, to the tech tree of China, why is it that I am still not happy with it? Well, I'll explain. On the 30th of August 2019, it was announced that the Chinese tech tree was being added. I was personally excited and happy that this country was coming, because I love the aspect of mixed vehicles coming to a nation, as well as more original-like vehicles for the future. Now, if you have noticed, I have a personal love towards, modern Chinese vehicles. There is some part of me that loves them, and I fight on strongly to have more of them and to have a decent lineup for China. Because over the past 2 years now, China has barely gotten anything that has provided a decent lineup to fight with. A big example is their anti-air drone. Now, China didn't really need low-tier SBAA because the SBAA they had for them BRs were okay, and the lineups for them BRs were just enough to be moderate yet not overpowered. Now, I'm not asking China to be overpowered, however, going into top tier, China still hasn't been given a radar SBAA. Update after update, we got close, but the reality was that Gaijin didn't care. At least it felt that way. You see, minor nations don't really get care, and I understand that because Gaijin's focus is towards popular nations which earn them a higher selling point. But honestly, with Gaijin's amount of money earned from sales and so on, it wouldn't hurt if they would help their minor nations for once. Now, I don't personally like the big nation communities, no offence. I think they don't play enough nations to understand the reality of things. Now, I try to, or at least try to play all nations to get a better understanding of nations and how things may struggle and how things may be improved. I personally advise everyone to play China and to grind the ZTZ 99 and the 99.6 as well as the CM11. I would like to see people who call them copy and paste to play the Chinese tank tech tree, because honestly, I don't think China has been given a chance in this game. Now, depending who watches it, it's going to get dislikes, it's going to get likes, it's going to get people who love China or people who just hate China. My purpose on this video is to convince people to have a different opinion of China in this game, right? If it didn't convince you, then fair enough. It's not in my power to make you believe what I believe. It's your own opinion after all. But I am here to convince and to try giving out my opinion on what I think of this tech tree and how it's been dealt with, and the difficulties for the people who like them and all that lot. So, you know, if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But if you do like it, thank you. You know, it does mean a lot when you have a lot of people who support you, your views, and who defend the nation you love with you. It gives you more of a chance to fight on and a bigger amount of people to fight with, to convince people why China struggles in this game. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.